What's going on, guys? This is Game Day with Martini, and today we're going to do our first Man United video. Ruben Amorim has kind of drawn headlines for his press game interview ahead of the Manchester Derby. So what we're going to do is we're going to listen to it, we're going to stop and kind of share our thoughts, and then at the end I'm going to put a prediction for Sunday's duel. So let's get to it.
Hi.
Eventful deadline day with bringing in a player and Sonny Lamans. Just wanted to ask you first of all, how pleased were you to get him over the line, and what do you hope for him to bring to the team?
We are really pleased. He's a goalkeeper with a lot of potential. I know that we are in the moment that the goalkeeper needs to be really strong and have a lot of experience. But we are also in the moment that we have to look at the present, but also with focus on the future. So it's a little bit both. A guy with a great potential. That is one more option to play, and it will be ready.
You touched on it a little bit there, but United were linked with a few other more experienced goalkeepers, like Martinez, for example. So, in the end, what do you think Lamans can really bring in the present? I mean, could he start on Sunday?
Yeah, sometimes you as a club, you try to see different options. Sometimes you are able to do one option or another. We have an option that can give us different things in the moment, but also has a great potential to be our goalkeeper for a lot of years. So that was our choice in the end.
Yeah. Ruben, have you decided who will play in goal on Sunday yet?
Yeah.
And how did you come to that decision? I don't expect you to tell us who, but how did you come to that decision?
No, it's the same thing that I do with different positions. Of course, it's not the same, but Altai is going to continue because we need to. It's a different league, it's a different country, different trainings, different ball. So we'll try to maintain that, and they will fight for the position. So.
All right, Ruben, I'm going to stop you right there. He made sure to make the points of the fact that the Premier League's a different league than where Lemons was, and that the experience inside the Premier League is important, right? And obviously this is a big game. He made sure to circle that out, but yet we know that Gameday is horrible. Like, we know he's not a good goalie. Like, it just frustrates me. Obviously, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I knew this. That's kind of why I let the first minute and 47 seconds roll, because I wanted to get to this and be the first talking point. And it is infuriating. He can't handle set pieces, and he can't handle crosses. He just can't handle it. He can't do it. And Pep, as much as everybody wants to sit here and say Pep's horrible, Pep's washed, Pep's one of the best in the world. They may be in a rough patch, from last year, and maybe it's carrying over this year. It's still early. Wouldn't give up on Man City if you're a City supporter. Like, I fully anticipate that Pep Guardiola looked at this, heard Gameday, and went instant, we are going in the air. You have Erling Haaland, one of the most physical strikers in the world, with wingers and fullbacks that are all pretty solid crossers at City. They're going to feed him. So I think this just puts us at a clear disadvantage, and maybe part of the frustration that builds within me is I want to see this team succeed so bad, and we make these signings, and you're excited to see them play, and obviously we've seen Brian Mbeumo play, we've seen Cunha play. He's injured. I'm pretty sure he'll get to that. You see those guys starting, but then our next two signings, Sesko. We don't start him. I guess week one or match one against Arsenal, I wasn't surprised that he didn't start right away. He didn't really have a preseason with us. So I understood that, but we're going into match 4. The only start Sesko's got is against Grimsby Town, and and we lead the Prem in XG, expected goals, and that's great. And Ruben's going to just sit and press that the system's working, it's working. But I had a conversation with a buddy after Arsenal, and I was like, I'm really happy with the way we played. How so? You lost. I get it. Maybe some questionable calls. I'm not even going to touch on that. But statistically, if you looked at the box score, I mean, United dominated Arsenal, right? The XG was higher. Everything was higher, but the score. And at the end of the day, it's great to say, oh, our XG is the highest in the Prem, which it is. Fact check it if you want. But the ball's not going in the net. I mean, you hear me bringing up a Darwin Núñez. Not even trying to be funny, but like the problem with Darwin Núñez is he doesn't put the ball in the net. Like if he does, he's probably still at Liverpool, not in Saudi, right? And the whole entire team's having this issue. It's not just one player where it's. But again, you brought in Sesko for what 95 million, and we don't play him. And you know the thing that I think has been so commonly agreed upon in the media is the fact that United doesn't have a good goalie situation. Onana is beyond awful. Bayandier's not much better. And here we come on, you know, deadline day and Emi Martinez. And truthfully, I know a lot of United players or fans, wanted Emi Martinez. I didn't, not the biggest fan of the personality. I do think it would have fit in United. I will give him that. And he's an experienced keeper, think a little bit overrated, but he's old. I mean, he's over the hill. I mean, for a keeper, he's probably still got 5, maybe 6 years, decent soccer left. I get it. But he's not 23. And I stuck by Lemons. I wanted Lemons from the second he was rumored to United. You know, obviously a Belgian goalie, you know, Courtois speaks highly on him. You know, you've heard it in the tier videos of the transfer signings. But, you know, here we are, and Lemons isn't playing. And again, maybe I'm overreacting. It's his first game with the team. But goalie's not striker. Like Sesko, I think you could, you know, you kind of work around it and understand why, you know, schematically Sesko needs to wait longer. But he's a goalie. His goals and objectives is to stop the ball from going in the net, which Bayandier's not good at doing. And is he good at playing the ball? Kind of, but we don't have a Sesko to target forward anyway. So I don't know if it really matters. And is he a better on-ball player than Lemons? Sure, but at the end of the day, you're good at playing on the ball, but you concede 4 goals. Who cares? So I don't know. To me, it just feels like $100+ million is just wasted. I mean, closer to 120 mil between Lemons and Sesko. And rumors came out that Ruben Amorim wanted Ollie Watkins. He did not want Sesko. The board wanted Sesko. So this, you know, obviously they still signed Sesko and the board decided, hey, we're not going to let the coach always make the decision on the players we bring in, which is great. But here's the deal. I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Moneyball, where Brad Pitt, he wants, you know, Scott Hatterberg to play first base, and the manager is benching him because it's his job. You're paying him to set out the lineup every day. And same thing with Ruben. He's just not going to play him. So it just worries me that he is saying Lemons is the guy of the future, and he says this thing about Sesko, but I don't know. We're not so good that it's like, okay, if Lemons goes out there this weekend and gives up 3 goals and doesn't look that great, well, he learned from it. If Bayandier does it, we just allowed it to happen and no gain comes from it. Nothing. So I don't know. Extremely frustrating. I'd play Lemons right away. It's a goalie. Schematically, I don't think it's that big of a deal. But I don't know. Again, had the most stop shots last year and across all the leagues. So I don't know, but let's continue.
For me, for this game is clear. Altay will start.
It's a show of faith in Altay though as well, isn't it, for you?
I think sometimes is to connect even with Andre. We saw Andre Onana did a very, very good season in Inter. The quality is there, but we are
in Inter. Oh God, this guy. I really hope this is the last time I ever hear about Onana ever again. Sorry.
In the club sometimes in the moment things are is getting harder and harder, and you can be really experienced, but in this club the pressure sometimes is so hard on every detail. Sometimes you need a change. So we believe a lot in our goalkeepers. I believe in Altay. He's ready to play and he's going to play.
Thank you.
Ruben, could you just update us on the injuries that Matheus Cunha and Mason Mount and also Diogo Dalot?
They are out for this game. I don't know how long it's going to take. We need that guys to be a very, very competitive team, but we have very good players that are eager to play. So we will be competitive on Sunday, but they are out. They cannot help us in this game.
maybe.
Cunha, Mason Mount, and Delot all out. Delot, I don't believe the biggest deal. I think Mazraoui's ready to play. I would expect that he plays that right wing back this Sunday. Mason Mount being out means you have a cam spot open, and Cunha being out means you have a striker spot open. Now, if it was up to me, it would be Sesko up top, Bruno, Brian Mbuemo, Casemiro, Kobe Mainu, Patrick Dorgu, Mazraoui, and then our standard Luke Shaw, De Ligt, Lenny Yoro back line. That's just not what's going to happen. I can almost guarantee you that Bruno's going to stay at the 8. And then I believe Amad Diallo is going to take Cunha's spot or Mason Mount's spot at the cam. So it'll be him and Brian. And I would expect Zirkzee to play striker. I don't know if I could see it any other way. It was very telling when Cunha got hurt. I felt like, okay, it obviously sucks. Cunha is one of our best players. I was not happy by any means to hear him obviously get hurt. But I was like, well, it doesn't look that serious. Obviously, a couple weeks later, he's still not playing, so maybe it's a little more serious than they're leading on. But I thought that this was the perfect opportunity for Ruben to show faith in Sesko and come in the first half, right? And on comes Joshua Zirkzee. So to me, I think Sesko's behind Zirkzee, Cunha, Amad. I think he's behind all of them. So that's what I would expect. Obviously, like I said, what I hope, but that would be what I expect. I think you'll still see Sesko on the bench. And if you see Sesko on the bench on this game, then the days of all the people on Twitter drafting starting 11s, you just have to remove Sesko from the starting 11, because if he doesn't play in this starting this one, he's just not a starter for Ruben. So,
have you got any idea, like?
And obviously hope to get Mount and Cunha and Delot back. You know, like you said, for us to be competitive, we absolutely need Mount with the way he's playing this year, and absolutely need Cunha back. So hopefully those guys get back quick.
Next week, next month?
I don't want to say. Because if you talk with Cunha, if you catch Cunha outside, he will say that he can play this game. So I don't know. We'll manage day by day.
That's a good sign. They're being cautious with him, for sure.
But they are pushing really hard, and that is a good thing.
Go into Sunday's game. I think it's the first time in almost 5 years that United go into a derby above City in the table. How do you assess the challenge that they present in this moment, given the start they've had?
It's the same thing. It's a top team with the best for me, the best coach in the league. A team that is really hard to imagine how they are going to play. They change all the time, but we are prepared for that. And
City's also remind you pretty banged up. I know Omar Marmoush, Ryan Cherokee for sure. I think Rico Lewis, John Stones. I mean, their list is even longer than ours for injured players. So just to throw that out there.
We believe in our team, and I have that feeling. So it will be a very good game. We know what to do. We have one more training. The table in the moment, it doesn't matter. Well, I'm just worried about maintaining the same principles, the way we fight for every ball, these small details that sometimes we drop a little bit, not in these games. So I'm more comfortable in these kind of games, but we'll be ready against a very, very good team.
You obviously won at the Etihad last season. How different a team are you now than you were then?
I think we are a better team. I think if you see...
you spend like $250 million, you better be a better team, even though you only use about 140 of that.
Any aspect, if you see the data, we are a different team. We are...
Here he goes with the data again, man. I don't know if it's just me and I'm just being a brat, but like I'm already 3 games into the season. Like maybe if that Grimsby game doesn't happen, and I'm going to be scarred about that one for maybe the rest of my life. The XG is pretty much what he's saying, and sure, your possession's good. You're not scoring goals, and your best option to score goals is to put Sesko in. And if he is in it, you'll find out. But oh gosh, I don't know. To me, the data if the data is equaling wins, I'm all for it. Like when City was on a dominant run, I mean, they dominated the data. They were better. They had the most XG, right? Expected goals. But it paid off and it was accurate, right? It's like it's a fake stat. I mean, he's saying it's too early for the table to matter. Almost maybe even too early for that to matter. I don't know. You played Fulham, Burnley, and Arsenal. Like, Arsenal game's obviously tough, but I don't know.
Ready to play the game, but we have to show on Sunday. So I think we are a better team today.
Samuel, then Laurie.
Hi, Ruben. I'm sure you're aware there's this long sequence of an academy player being in United match day squad dating back to 1937. You've got 4 academy players in the team, in the squad now. Would you, going forward, always ensure there is an academy player, or would you not be afraid if the circumstances were right?
We want to maintain. I don't want to be the guy that broke that record or that idea. And if you see the past of Manchester United, is built on kids that grew up here and stay here for a long time. I think that should be our goal in the future. So I will try to maintain that. That is for sure.
If you listen to what he said, this club's built on a lot of players that grow up here in the system, and then they stay here for a long time. Yet is directly hurting Kobbie Mainoo's chances of performing at the World Cup this year for England because he doesn't want to play him. And he has him in a battle between Bruno Fernandes. It's like, that's our captain. Like Bruno, love Bruno, don't like Bruno. He's the captain. And sure, we get frustrated. And yes, he's more of a 10 than he is an 8. But Kobbie's not, that's not fair. Like, Kobbie's not going to win that. Like, he's just not at his age. And to sit here and say we don't want to break that tradition, you kind of already are. And it scares me. I mean, obviously, you know, every club's got that wonder kid, and we have it in JJ Gabriel. I mean, the guy's scoring at will, 14, 15 years old. And that's another guy that is one of those 10s, which I think fits what Ruben Amorim wants to do. And hopefully by the time he's up, you know, maybe Brian or Cunha have been sold for a lot of money to like Real Madrid or something like that. And JJ Gabriel is able to slot in and play. But we're probably 3 years away from him getting like real time, I would imagine. But it's frustrating that I really do back Ruben Amorim, and this video is going to tell you something different. You can ask a lot of people. I've had my best friend and I not talk for like 2 days because of how hard I backed Ruben Amorim. Like, I love the system. I've seen the system work at Sporting. He beat City in City with Sporting. I mean, it works. But my problem with Ruben isn't the system, it's his choice of who he puts on the starting 11. Because, again, we're not finishing. You're ruining the relationship with Kobbie Mainoo. And you're directly saying you don't want to be the coach that ruins that. So, again, obviously the direct concern right now would be Kobbie Mainoo. And pretty soon JJ Gabriel is going to be a guy who's up here. And I think a very special talent. And I hope Ruben's here. We need consistency at the manager, and I just hope by then he handles it better than he did with the Kobbie Mainoo.
Hi Ruben. After the Grimsby game, you mentioned that during the international break you would look at things, maybe fix things. I just wondered, is that on the training pitches? How's that been for you this week? And also, maybe also talking with the hierarchy at the club?
Oh, I did everything. I watch a lot of games. I try to understand different things. I talk with Jason. I talk with Amar, trying to anticipate scenarios. We had the market closing in this break. So I tried to do everything in this kind of breaks to prepare the future. So I did everything.
Hi Ruben. You obviously know Hugo Viana very well. Worked with him very successfully at Sporting. Are you still in contact with him, and do you think that understanding of each other, does that benefit you in this game? Does it benefit him?
No, has no influence. We have different jobs, we have different clubs, we have having dinner all the time. We don't talk about football. So I'm red, he's blue, but we are really, really close friends. That will not change. So I hope to win Sunday, and that's it.
Pete, and then finish this section with Jamie.
Hi Ruben, can I just ask about Andre? Was there an option where he could have stayed and fought for his place? And what was the thinking about moving him on for?
No, absolutely not. He had to go. I hope he says exactly that.
For a season on loan.
It could be, but I think not just us as a club, but also Andre. I think we understood that this needed a change. and sometimes it's hard to point why. It's the performance, the moment, the bad luck in some moments was hard on him, was hard on us, and our thinking is to have a change in the goalkeepers. But I wish the best to Andre Onana. He was really good on working, trying to help the players, but sometimes you can have all the quality in the world, but sometimes you need to change the environment to return to your level. And that, I think, was a feeling not just from us, but also from Andre.
Okay, so to wrap it up, I kind of did dive in, especially very early on. I'm a little concerned about this match come Sunday. Obviously excited for it. I will say we have played a little bit better. We kind of do play up to the good teams. We play down to the bad teams. I just know I'm going to be frustrated when I see the starting 11. Like I just already know it. And you know, in Sesko, he played 2 games over the international break, played all 90 minutes. Like I don't know. I wish that he would be less stubborn. But I don't know. We'll see. Both sides are pretty banged up. I don't feel Gameday versus Holland's a good matchup. And I want to be able to sit here. Like I said, I'm going to do a prediction right now. And I'd like to be able to sit here and tell you that I think United's going to win and be the homer and make that pick. But that would be all with my heart. So, yeah, my heart tells me, yep, we're going to win 2-0 or 2-1. And, you know, Bruno's going to score a crazy goal and then in injury time. And I just, no, like I got to be reasonable, obviously, right? I mean, you can see the title on this video, Pep on Donnarumma. I would be shocked if he doesn't play Donnarumma Sunday. And he just got there same day as Lemon. So I would say obviously a more experienced keeper. So maybe you guys who want Emi Martinez, maybe you were right. And maybe he would be playing this weekend. I don't know. You know, you lose Cunha, you lose Mount, who've been playing so well. And I just don't think you're going to put Sesko and Bruno to fill those spots in the front 3. I don't think Zirkzee versus Donnarumma and versus that back lines is, you know, as nerve-wracking as Holland versus Gameday. And honestly, I think our back line's been really good. But those balls in the air, I mean, Holland's going to find a way. So I would say my official score prediction is going to be 3-1 City. I think you get a brace from Holland. And yeah, I don't think it's going to be a very fun Sunday for us United fans. So hopefully I come back, you know, after the game and I look at this and go, wow, you were pessimistic and we won and we're celebrating. And I'll definitely post a short on my reaction of the game right after. So yeah, that's my thoughts. Like I said, thinking this is going to not go our way, but I'm going to be excited come Sunday. I'm going to wake up and, you know, the minutes leading up to the game, I'm going to be thinking we're going to win. So, I mean, that's just a fan in me. But right now I'm kind of just trying to be realistic. So this is Game Day with Martini, and this was us reacting to Ruben Amorim's press conference before the Derby. So like, comment, subscribe, and we'll catch you guys next time.